face-to-face is working. We put on masks, the students equally put on masks, then lessons go on. That's how we do it.
Okay. Well, students are joining. A few of them has joined. Dear students, would you please open your video graph, whoever possible, please. Mr. Michael is here. He will be handling the session today for you. Well, Shajala ma'am is the instructional leader of social science department.
Great, great.
She'll be taking, giving the introduction of the session of the day and introduce you to the wider students community.
Yes.
It's sharp 3 o'clock. Yes. I think we have given the time to the students at 3 o'clock to join. They started joining.
Yeah, I can see.
For a short while. Ma'am, Ajisha has joined. Well, so do you have board examination, grade 10? Do you have board examination for grade 10?
Yes, yes, we do. In Ghana here, we have a board that organizes exams for the whole of West Africa. You know, we have West Africa, South Africa. So in West Africa, we have a board exam that organizes exams across the country for students to write. But currently, Ghana's curriculum is under new reform. So we want to go solely independent, where the country will have their own board exams and not have external kind of exams.
Okay. Shajla ma'am, you can start, I suppose.
Okay.
You can take some time, having some discussion, and then by the time a few more people will be joining.
Good afternoon, sir. It's our pleasure to have a special guest like you for the interaction. Really happy to see you, sir. Actually, we are studying about human resource development in our smaller classes. Kids are studying. It's qualitative feature, quantity features, and all are studying. Then also you can give your idea about it and all these things. Okay. Okay, sir. We will start, sir. Dilshad, sir.
Well, all right. We will start. We are still waiting a few more people to join. Since we have given 3 o'clock as a time, and they'll be starting at 3 o'clock only.
Okay.
10th standard, we have students of grade 10 and few of them from grade 9. They have recently, moved into new batches, new classes in new academic year 21-22. And some of them are very good in thinking in the line of economics. There are people who would love to be a businessman, right? they really love to contribute to the society, to the country. And recently they had engaged on the national income. They have engaged on the economic growth and development. And they have, last few weeks ago, we were discussing, income sources, public income and public revenue and public expenditure. And of course, the topic what you're going to handle today is the another next chapter, what they are going to engage within a short while, maybe this month or very next month. And very interesting. What is a very interesting aspect of this session is to get an understanding, how a person from Ghana is talking, how Mr. Mikhail is talking about it. Yes. Having such kind of international dimensions, seeing things from other point of views, And of course, this is an introductory. See, they will be exploring in detail, in deeper of this concept on HRD, human resource development.
Yes.
Of course, this session we will revisit again in the future once
That's
they undergo to the
wonderful.
chapter.
Yes.
Because we would love you to come
Wow.
back again to have a session after we engage the session. So actually, this session is coming up before this, the actual lesson is going to happen. Well,
Okay.
so this is going to be an introductory session for them.
Yes.
Ma'am has already given you that hint that they are already engaging many of these kinds of concepts in the last year and previous in the previous years in each of the sections. Well, I once again welcome Mr. Mikhail to the session, and very happy to see the students have joined for the session today.
Wonderful.
This is going to be like another milestone for our students to listen to Mr. Mikhail today on the topic HRM, Human Resource Development. Looking forward. Shajila ma'am, would you want to give anything additional, any other thought?
No, sir. No, sir.
Well, so Mikhail, you are the co-host. You have the right to do sharing of the screen, whatever you require, you can share. You can like let us know, and we are here in the backend.
Wonderful. All right. So can we start or we wait a bit because I can see more are still connecting.
Yeah.
We start.
Okay.
And dear students, you can note down if you have questions coming up. Mr. Mikhail will be taking up the questions towards the end. Mr. Mikhail, how would you love to go ahead? The question can be taken up in the end, right?
Yes, but in the course of the lesson, maybe there may be something you really want to know. You can use the chat room. Then I can take notice if it's quite possible. I can come in with an answer, then we go on.
All right, all right. So you can hand raise, or you can put the
use the chat room more.
Chat room.
Yes.
Make use of the chat box, and we can clarify the questions.
Sure.
Well, so shall we begin?
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My name is Mr. Takyi Michael. I'm a Ghanaian in West Africa, and I'm very happy to meet you today to discuss something so interesting. I don't know if probably I'm talking too fast or that's okay for you, whatever be the issue. If you have any concern, use the chat box and let me know. Let me know. Whatever concern that you have, use the chat box, then we can collaborate very well for better understanding. All right, now I'm going to share my screen, then tell you a little bit about myself. Just a minute. Now, if you can see the chat room, can you give me the thumb up sign? If you can see the chat, if you can see, I've shared my screen. If you can see something, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, now this is me. My name is Takyi Michael. I'm a teacher and I'm an educational consultant. I'm a teacher at Fountainhead Christian School. I'm a very passionate teacher. I love what I do. I'm the only person that probably, if I come back to the world again, I'll still be a teacher. I love what I do, and teaching is part of me, and it will forever be part of me. And let's start something. Today, we are going to look at something so interesting. We are going to look at something so interesting. And what we are going to look at, sometimes I say it is the engine room of every corporate or every country. When we talk about human resource, when we say human resource, it means something that nobody can do without. Nobody can do without human resource. Now, the additional thing that we'll look at is how then do we develop this human resource? How then do we develop this human resource? Now, we are going to look at what at all is human resource. When we say human resource, what at all does it mean? Now, it refers to a country's population that comprises of their skills and their abilities. Now, in every country, we have people that are, made up of so many skills or constitute certain abilities. Some are very good at this, some are very good at that. Now, a country human resource simply refers to the people living in the country. So when you come to Ghana, all the people, the population of Ghana, it's the country's human resource. Now, we can equally talk about what about other resources? We have natural resource. That's the resources provided by the environment we live in. That is our natural resource. But the bigger question I ask myself every day is that if we have resources and we don't have people to put these resources into effective use, then the human resource of the country is inactive or probably unproductive. So we are going to talk about what at all is human resource. Now, the human resource, as I said earlier, are made up of the skills and abilities in a community. Now, we have school teachers. Yes, I'm a human resource. That's why I kept school teachers first. Teachers are the biggest resource of a country. You can never do without them because they are the engine room. They model and shape others into their respective dreams and aspirations. We have medical doctors, we have lawyers, we have artisans, we have so many people that forms the human resource. Now, I want to have this 1 minute think time. Go to your chat room and tell me one human resource that you know. To me, I think medical doctors, they are one. Lawyers, engineers, what about you? Let me see the fastest hand in the chat room, in the chat box, who is dropping an answer. I'm having a count now. Advocate from Fatima. Please forgive me if I can't pronounce your name very well. Forgive me. So I have Naja here saying advocate. Yes. Architecture or architect. Wonderful. Good. That's from Mina. Okay. 2 students. Any more? I'm waiting. Artisans, engineers, the blacksmith, police. Great. Great. Wonderful. The police. Great. Soldiers, the military, every aspect, anybody that contributes to the development of a country. Trainers from Asia, Miriam, wonderful. Trainers, great. All these people that we are talking about. Postman, yay, wonderful. I think I have it from Hafiz. Sorry if I can't pronounce the name very well. Postman, great, wonderful. I like this. Please don't give me a direct message. Put it in the direct it to everyone, then we can all see and debate wonderfully about it. Engineers, postmen, so many people. Now, I want us to look, there's somebody that we are lacking. There's somebody I want us to consider, as part of the human resource. There's a group of people that they constitute so much of our lives. In Ghana here, we call them the Zoom lions. Maybe in your country, okay, let me tell you what the Zoom lions do. They wake up every morning and they sweep the community to make sure the community is clean. They empty the bin and they drive away with the garbage away. Who are these people known in your country? They are wonderful human resource, and that's a group that wants us to even take them right now. The cleaners, yes, the cleaners are equally part of the human resource. All right, now let's have the concept clearly understood. Now, the human resource is the essential part that constitute the workforce of a country. Now, every country workforce is a human resource. Now, the knowledge and the skills which the individual command constitute the human resource. It is the skilled and the unskilled manpower of a country. Now, let's have this. Let me explain this one in a very short dimension. When we talk about the skilled and the unskilled human resource, there are two different things. In a very nutshell, the skilled labor requires a lot of thinking, a lot of schooling to give out. But the unskilled, they use more of manpower, strength to engage in production. Now, let me start with this. Skilled labor. One skilled labor that I know of is a medical doctor. A skilled labor is a medical doctor. What about unskilled labor? They use more strength. Look at the image. Look at the image there. Look at this. Who do you think will require more strength and ability and less of thinking in the production process? They use more strength. Any fastest hand? I want to see the fastest hand in the chat box. Anybody? I'm waiting. Delivery boy, wonderful. Fatima, thank you so much. Delivery boy, great. The use of more energy, they run errands, and they are unskilled labor. To be a delivery boy, you don't need to have any special kind of energy or any special kind of skill or any kind of training or education to be a delivery boy. Wonderful. A skilled labor can be a medical doctor, the lawyers, the teacher. Is a teacher a skilled labor? Yes. To teach requires a lot of strength, a lot of training, and a lot of command. Thank you so much, Fatima. Thank you so much. All right. Now, the term human resource was first coined in 1960. Let me tell you, are you ready for a story? Let me tell you a story. Story. Then my student will respond, story. That's how I do it in my classroom. Let me tell you a story. In the late 1960s, now, a lot of labor unions, when we say labor unions, it simply refers to a group of workers that they will come together to champion their cause or to come together to fight for some privileges and opportunities for themselves. In Ghana here, when all teachers, they have a teachers group or a union known as National Association of Teachers. That is in Ghana here. It's a labor union. Maybe in India or in other parts of the country, they can have a labor union. It could be engineers and artisans union. Now, in the late 1960s, most people were not happy with how things were done. It could be low wages. It could be less of motivation. It could be organizational behavior that were not in favor with whatever they were doing. So there was a need to institute a human resource. That is why when you go to companies, they have a human resource department purposely to employ, recruit, train, select, and shape workers into the desirable need. That is a human resource. So early 1960 or in the around 1960, that workers started coming together to form some kind of union to gather attention, and when issues such as motivation and organizational behavior, they can be dealt with well. Now, we all know labor unions go on strike. In some countries, doctors will say we are going on strike. In some countries, teachers will go on strike. Why are they going on strike? Because they want better conditions of service. And remember, they are part of the human resource. All right, thank you. Now, let's move on to our next slide. What at all is human resource development? Now, if you've understood the concept of who is a human resource, then what is human resource development? Now, if you're having any breakages in my delivery, you can use the chat room. Whatever your concern is, you can use the chat room. If you want me to slow down, you can use the chat room. Let's communicate more. Let's communicate more. All right. Now, when we talk about human resource development, it simply talks about a framework of helping employees develop their skills. Remember, one, are you writing something down for me? When we talk about human resource development, it talks about employees developing their skills, knowledge, and abilities, which in turn will improve the organizational effectiveness. Remember, you can have a company, but to make the company more effective or to generate the kind of reward you want in the company, then you must develop the human resource of your company. Let's look at teaching and learning in the common classroom that we live in. In the classroom that we live in, if teachers don't develop their skills, abilities, and knowledge, how can they develop effectively, or how can they teach effectively? They will come to class and they may not know even what to teach. So human resource development is for everybody. That's why sometimes I tell my students that you need to develop yourself. You need to improve on your skills, your knowledge, and your abilities. And that is why you are in school to learn, to have all these knowledge, so that when the day comes and you choose the kind of profession you want to be, then you are the best human resource in your area or in the company or in the place you find yourself. Now, human resource development helps organizations to develop their workforce through employee, if you look at my slide, through employee training and career development. Sometimes we hear engineers, they are going for career development, they are going for training. Then I ask myself, really? They've gone to school, they've been to the university for about 4 years. In Ghana here, you have to use 4 years to complete university. Then you continue with master's 2 years, you continue with your PhD 2 years. Then at the end of the day, you still see them going for training. Why do you think they are going for training? Because they need to develop their skills. Remember, the world is changing. The world is changing. Now, one of the greatest skills of every teacher is to have or probably develop the skills of using technology to teach. And it's not only teachers. When this COVID-19 hit us greatly, remember that our parents were teaching through the use of technology. Some of them have to adapt. Remember when we started joining Zoom, even how to mute and unmute was a problem for some students. So as the teacher is teaching, you can hear somebody calling, can you bring me the spoon? The dog is barking. All these things we hear from the background. But with time, people are getting used to the system. They are getting used to how effective we can make things become more efficient so that we can deliver effectively. Now I can see that we are having a Zoom session. The place is quiet. I am the only person you can hear from. Wonderful. But previously, I'm talking and maybe Fatima is talking. I can see Fiza here talking. I can see Asiya can be talking, and they will interrupt the class. So human resource is all about developing your skills, knowledge, and abilities. Can somebody use the chat room and tell me this? Skills, knowledge, and abilities. Type it for me. Type it. I want to see the fastest hand. What's the fastest hand coming in? The fastest hand, waiting, counting that. Okay, count down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, great. Fatima is in. Skills, knowledge, abilities. I think Asiya is second. Mina, oh, wonderful. Great. You're all with me. So let me see right now. The fastest hand, I think Fatima came in first in my chat box. Fatima came in first. So Fatima is the fastest hand I have here. I don't know. Okay, this is Fatima Naja M. I don't know if I pronounce it right. That's the fastest hand. All right, I'm waiting for the boys. I know I have a lot of boys here. Oh, there's no boy here. I know there are some boys here. So let's see the fastest hand when my next question pop up. Okay, now let's go on. Now, when we talk about human resource development, we've said various scholars, they have defined it in so many ways. Now, for the growth and development of a company, human resource development, we can never do without it. That is why, according to, we have two scholars, we have come to quote two scholars and their definition to human resource. According to M.M. Khan, maybe our next meeting, I want somebody to tell me who is M.M. Khan and who is Leonard Nedler. Yes, that's your assignment. I'm not going to tell you who these personalities are. So if you have time, please write these two personalities down and know them. Is M.M. Khan in India? Maybe. Maybe in the course of the delivery, someone can tell me something about these two scholars. I don't want to talk about them. Now, according to M.M. Khan, human resource development is the across of increasing knowledge, capabilities, and positive work attitude of all people working at all levels in a business undertaking. I think the next question, I'm going to unmute somebody and the person will tell me which definition really suits human resource development. Now let's look at Leonard Khan. According to Leonard Nadler, human resource development is a series of organized activities conducted within a specialized time and designed to produce behavioral changes. Let me give 1 minute think time. Is somebody meditating between these two definitions? 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now let me come to you. You can put up your hand, then you tell me, what can you make out of these two definitions? Whom do you agree more with? I just want one person to put up the hand. Whom do you agree more with? Is it with M.M. Khan about human resource development or Leonard Nadler? Anyone to put up the hand? If you don't put up your hand randomly, I'll pick somebody. So who is going to save the day? Put up your hand, use the chat room or use the sign to put up your hand. I have so many. Anyone to put up their hand? Okay, let me see the chat room. Someone come in. Oh, okay. Okay. I think Asiya wants to agree with Khan more. You want to agree more with Khan? Okay, somebody said you agree with Khan. 2. Let's see. Okay, so right now Khan is leading. Okay, if we can't talk, let's use the chat room. Khan is leading by 2. Anyone who wants to agree with Nadla? Because Nadla is considering behavioral. Fatima equally agree with Khan. I have 3. I want to see 2 more. Oh, so no one is going with my Leonard. Really? Someone should go with Leonard. Who is come? Oh, I think Yusuf, Mustak, I don't know if that's the name. Khan is having 4. Nobody wants to agree with my Leonard Nadla. Anybody to go with me? Fine, I agree with Leonard. Anyone to join me? Anyone to join me so that we agree with Leonard? Anybody? Use the chat room. If it's Leonard, just type Leonard for me. If it's Leonard, if you agree with Leonard definition to produce behavioral change. This one is talking about positive work attitudes. Which is more vital? Is it behavior change or attitudinal change? Is working based on attitude or based on behavior? No one wants to go with Leonard. No one wants to go with Leonard. Oh, that's too sad. All right. Anyway, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. Okay, I have more agreeing with Khan. All right, now let's go on. Okay, now when we talk about human resource development, human resource as a concept deals with so many things. Now look at the image there. Look at the image. Can you all see the image? If you can see the image, show the thumbs up sign. Let me see. If you can see the image, let me see you with your hand. Good, good. Asiya can see. So many, wonderful, great. Now, when you look at the human resource deals with so many aspects: recruiting, performance, training, research, skill, employee, potentials, leadership, and recruiting. So when I say human resource is the heart of every company or is the heart of every country, you have to agree with me. If the human resource is more developed, or if the human resource develop more skills, knowledge, and abilities, that simply means that there is going to be effective or development or growth in the economy. So in developing the human resource, the duty of a human resource is to recruit, make sure you are performing. Now, let's take a normal school setting. I'm talking about school because right now that's what you do more. You spend more time in school. Let's look at the normal school setting. We have somebody who recruits teachers. And when the recruitment is done, the person will come for interview. Okay, let me give you a scenario in Ghana. Are you ready to hear Ghana's scenario when it comes to recruitment? Let me see the thumbs up sign. In West Africa, how is it done? Great. In West Africa, the human resource development or the human resource department of every school, you apply, they invite you for interview to test your competence. At the interview, you are asked several questions about the subject you are come to teach and your your degree or your certificate. Is it at the level of the class you want to teach? They ask all these questions and boxes at one. Then they look in you again. You are coming to teach. Do you have leadership skills in you? Are you good at this? How many trainings have you attended? How many workshops have you been? All these questions they will ask you before they take you into the job. Then when you are accepted as a teacher in Ghana, there is what we call continuous professional development. Every year you have to take a course as a teacher. It's compulsory. You take a course, then after you take these courses, then they license you as a teacher. Now remember, all these things are done for development of your skills. Remember, a teacher is a human resource. So all these things are done for what? Human resource development. Human resource development. So they are developing your skills, your knowledge, and your abilities so that when you are teaching the kids, they will clap for you that you are the best teacher. I know you all have your best teachers in school. Yes, it's because of the human resource development, or it's because the programs the school, has put in place to develop the teachers to teach effectively. Remember, teaching is done when it's effective. If I ask you to rank performance, you'll be able to rank performance. Even the house we live in, if I ask you to rank performance of your friends, you're able to rank them. But when they develop themselves, they become the best of the best. Okay, now let's move on to our next slide. I have a special package very soon for you. Okay, now the concept of human resource development. Let's look at the concept of human resource development. Now, with human resource development in organizational context, remember, we develop human resource in the organizational context. Companies, even government institutions, they are all organizations, how they develop these human resource. Now, in the context of human resource, the employees, or it is a process by which the employees of an organization are helped in a continuous and planned way. So we helping the teachers to develop their skills and abilities is a planned thing. One, why do we need to develop human resource? One, to acquire or shaping their capabilities so that they'll be more capable to deliver, to teach very well, to sharpen them, to make them more authoritative in the subject area they are teaching. That is why we develop teachers. Remember, you don't just become a teacher and that ends there. You go on, you take professional courses. Our parents in their various work they do, they don't just end there. I know there are times you hear mommy saying, oh, we have a workshop. We hear daddy saying, I'm going for training program. We hear mommy saying, I have a training program to attend. All these things are meant to develop their capabilities, abilities, and knowledge. Remember, human resource development has three components: skills, knowledge, and abilities. Thank you, Asiya. I can see you're repeating after me. Thank you so much. Now, another concept, another importance of human resource development is that they develop their general capabilities as individuals to discover their potentials. Sometimes you may apply as a teacher, be a teacher, but when you start training, when you start developing yourself, you realize that, I can be a banker. Or when you start developing, you realize that, oh, I can be a leader, I can be a public speaker, I can be a consultant. Or let me jump into consultancy. Remember, the human resource development is putting you in a very good shape. The next thing is that it develops an organizational culture in which supervisor-subordinate relationship and teamwork is built strongly. Remember the concept I'm talking about here. In the organization, when the organization starts to develop you, just like the way we are developing you, you are learning to become somebody great in future. Now, in order to become somebody great in future, remember that you need teamwork, build positive relationship, and your motivation to do something great. And all these things come in with what? Human resource development. Okay, now I've talked too much here. We are going to have a riddle. Are you ready for the riddle of the day? The problem of the day. I have the problem of the day for you. Are you ready? Thumbs up if you are ready. Great. Now, what I'm coming to show you, I want to see the fastest hand because I don't know, maybe some may know are not ready to talk. Let's see what happens, with this. 10 seconds is a riddle. 10 seconds. What is seen in the middle of March and April that can be seen at the beginning or the end of either month? 10 seconds. 10 seconds. This is out to refresh us before we continue. Someone said 31. No. Saji Fatima is saying 31. No. Let's see. 10 seconds. 10. 9. What is seen in the middle of March and April, but cannot be seen at the beginning or the end of either month? Look at it carefully. 10 seconds, then we continue with the lesson. Who is coming in? Great. I think I have the answer. Wow, let's clap for, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Let's see. I'll try. I think the first person was Shauzwa. Yes, it's the letter R. The letter R. Yes. Let me use our notation to just let you know it's the letter R. Just a minute. Okay, it's the letter R. When you look at March, look at my screen. M-A-R-E-C-H. In the middle is the letter R. When you come to April, the middle of what? The letter R. but you can't see R at the beginning of any of them. Great, 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 great. Thank you. I think I have so many people came in with the answer. Fiza, okay, is the letter R. Thank you so much. Good. All right, let's go on. Okay. We have 9 minutes more. I think I'm told I have 40 minutes session. So I have 9 minutes more to finish the day. So, okay. Now, when we talk about human resource development, let's look at this one quickly. I think I've talked much about this. How does human development work? Remember, the organization must provide opportunities for the workers to be trained, to be effective, to build on their skills and knowledge. How can they do that? Now, we have the informal learning that can give you the skills, abilities, and knowledge. Then we have the formal development that can equally give you the skills, the knowledge, and the abilities. So my question here, how do we develop human resource? How does human resource development work? So it is in two folds, the informal learning and the formal development learning. Now the informal, we can accept somebody to be, we can learn from somebody to develop. One, coaching by managers. Coaching by managers. In most schools, every teacher must have a mentor. In my school, no matter who you are as a teacher, you must get a coach. So as I sit here, I have a coach and I'm someone's coach. We supervise each other's lesson. We talk about how we can make lessons more effective. So at the end of the day, am I not developing? Thumbs up to that. Am I not developing? Yes, I'm developing. That is informal because I have a coach. Do you have a coach? Do you have somebody you learn from? You have to get somebody you must learn from, someone you learn with to build your capacity and to build your strength. The next thing is mentoring by experienced employees, as I talked about employees. Mentoring. Now, my greater question, who is a coach and who is a mentor? Who is a coach and who is a mentor? A coach is someone who will instruct you to do something. A mentor is someone who will give you an idea to pick from. Simple. So we all need to have a coach, someone you talk to, someone who is going to guide you. Then collaborating with highly trained colleagues. Maybe in the classroom, you have somebody who is very good at mathematics. Why don't you collaborate with such a person? How can I do this better? All these things will help you to develop your skills. Remember, you are part of the human resource and you must develop your skills, knowledge, and abilities. The next one is formal development. This one is formal. The one our parents say, I have a training to go, I have a workshop to go. That one, in-class training. In-class training, where we go for training and workshop. The next one is our college courses. Right now, I have my master's degree. I'm thinking of going for my MPhil degree. All these things is to develop me as a teacher. Yes. So human resource development talks about taking college courses to develop yourself to be more effective to teach. The next one is plan organizational change. In the organization, those realize that you are doing better. Let me put you at your rightful skills area to develop or to deliver. All these things are done for us to develop ourselves better. The next thing is our internal training. Internal training provided by staff or a paid consultant. You remember I told you at the beginning of my lesson that I'm a consultant, I'm an educational consultant. I go to schools to provide training for teachers. So that is formal. So imagine if a school invites somebody to come and talk to them, then that is a form of what? Training. Okay, I have 2 minutes and I think this is a last slide. Just a minute. Good. We've come to the end of our lesson. I think 2 minutes. I don't know if I can permit questions within the 2 minutes or if you are strictly going by the 2 minutes, but that is the end of our lesson today. And I have 2 minutes. I'll hand over to our facilitator of the day. Then we can take questions if possible. Thank you so much.
Thank
you so
you.
much, sir. Yeah, thank you so much. It was really a wonderful session. Students, if you have any questions, you can put it across in the chat box so that we can answer to your questions. Naja, Fiza, you have been great participants. Okay, with wonderful thoughts
Yes.
and answers. So go ahead and ask questions, shoot questions to him. You would not get an opportunity like the second probably.
Any questions coming in your mind can be brought over here in the chat box, or you can ask us to unmute yourself and you can talk and raise the question over mic.
Okay, I think I have a question in the chat room.
All right.
Yes, yes. Someone say, how is Ghana's economic growth? That's a huge question. How is Ghana economic growth? Well, with the impact of the COVID, it shut down so many countries, putting so much pressure on export and imports. Now, with our growth, like what I can say best is that we are a developing country. In the whole of West Africa, I think we are the second largest economy. When you take Nigeria, I think we take Cote d'Ivoire, we can be the third out of 16 countries in West Africa. Our economy is quite healthy. It is quite okay. We are growing. As I said earlier, we are a developing country. Our resources are highly, used effectively. And, problems in there are problems in every country. People may not agree with some economic policies. People may not agree with what government intend to do to bring growth and development. But all the same, the economy of our country is quite well, despite the challenges we are all going through as a country. All right, thank you. All right, I think I have another question again. Can you say a little about Ghana's educational system? Well, that is a wonderful question. I'll answer that because it's all, I was using the educational system. Now, Ghana educational system is somehow grouped into three categories. We have the early years growth department. We have the primary school, then we have the senior high school. Now, Ghana, we enjoy free education. We enjoy free pre-tertiary education. So a child growing up from age 1 in school all the way to senior high school, or maybe you say high school, is free. Yes, in Ghana is free. You enjoy free education. And currently we are undergoing a curriculum reform to, reshaping us to suit current trend. And I think it's a very good step for countries to review their curriculum when this COVID has really taught us that we need a new dimension to teaching and learning. So one good thing that I think my country is doing is reviewing the Ghana's curriculum and, putting it at a level to suit international standard and to meet the new trend where COVID has, put so many countries at currently. So our educational system is quite, better. All right, I now have another question here. Which country has the highest human resource and why? Okay, now when we talk about countries with human resource or doing better in human resource, what I would say is that it's relative. Provided you want to look at the best economies in the world. But you see, when you want to consider the best economies in the world, then you may probably ignore a country that has, improved on their skills, improved on human resource development, and it is increasing at probably 20% annually. Now, we have countries that have the highest human resource. We can name them. When you look at the big countries, the giant countries like United States, Great Britain, Germany, India. I know India human resources in Africa, we are really, really having issues when it comes to human resource development in other countries. And I think that we are all trying to build the economy to develop more human resource to, manage the resources. Remember, if the natural resources are not well managed, then boom, your human resource, if you don't give them the best training, they can't manage your human resource and you can't develop. So we are all trying to, that is why we institute a free education to provide every citizen, every child education. And that is a one requisite skills to develop our human resource. I have more questions coming in. Okay, I have another question here. So if you're asking which country has the highest human resource, it's the giant economies that are currently doing well. When you come to Africa, South Africa, they have one of the highest human resource and one of the highest economy that they are doing very well. Remember, the human resource development, to say it is the highest or doing very well, then the economy is growing. That means that every resources is highly put in what? In effective way. All right, I have Ghana's economy. Okay, someone is asking Ghana economic growth increasing or decreasing?
That's Jayesh.
Well,
that's the question, Jayesh.
Okay, Jayesh, is Ghana economic growth increasing or decreasing? Well, what I can best say is that we are increasing, because currently, just yesterday, there was a published publication that the Ghana Revenue Authority, they were able to achieve their targets despite the COVID. They were able to achieve the revenue target they want to generate. So it's a clear sign that despite the COVID that has rendered so many countries' economic growth stagnant or not increasing, ours is increasing at a slow rate. We won't say increasing. Remember, we have decreasing at a decreasing rate, increasing at an increasing rate. So ours is increasing at a slow rate, but not at a high rate as compared to other countries. Someone is saying, can you tell me about the COVID and how Ghana is affected? Aisha, I think if I get the name right. All right, now with the COVID, well, just like how Africa cases are, in Ghana here, our total death is less than 1,000. It's less than 1,000. When countries are recording million deaths, it's less than 1,000. And our active cases that records currently, I don't know if I could have shared our statistics with you. Currently, we have active cases, they are not even up to 1,000.
Oh.
Yes, active cases not even up to 1,000 as we speak, because the vaccine is in. We are taking the vaccine.
That's a surprising that the number of active cases are less, the number of death rates are very less, and we also want to know what is the population you're talking about in the total.
Oh, yes, currently Ghana's population is between 30 million to 32 million. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, our population is quite low, 30 million to 32. This year we are going to have population census, so I'm sure I can update you anytime they are done with the account. But the previous year is between 32 to between 30 something, million. So you realize that the cases, and just like how African were scared how it's going to treat us, I think the COVID is quite gentle on us. That's what I say. The COVID is quite, so if you look at the protocols and how people are not observing and how we are not even getting the cases, well, I don't know how to put it, but it's quite positive and we are working on that.
Students, yeah. On behalf of the students, I would love to raise few reflections on the last chapter, what we have engaged. Does Ghana, what are the welfare schemes the government provide to the public, to the people?
Okay.
The welfare thing.
Yes, with the welfare, I think during the COVID, government, came out with so many welfare services and other things that I think it was quite healthy. During the 8 months, we're not paying water bill, no electricity bill. The government absorbed it. So we're not paying during the COVID. All these things were provided free. And though after the COVID, government is increasing taxes in other areas to cover up the cost. And other benefits, yes, in education, as I said earlier, there's free education, there's school feeding program. You attend school free, and when you get to school, they feed you for free. They give you free food. All these things is to increase enrollment and to motivate students and children in the other areas to come in and,
be enrolled. What is the income tax lab of Ghana?
Yes, with the taxation in Ghana is currently, we have a lot of issues with taxation because government after COVID in fact, it has increased so many and taxing so many things. But I don't have big problem with that because of the incentive that were provided, free of cost. The first time in the country history for government to pay electricity bill for everybody, to pay water bill for everybody. And now they are taxing us back. And when it comes to taking back from the people, the agitation and the issues they raise. But if you know how a country must grow, all these things must come in place. So taxation is not that bad. And companies during the COVID, companies were, tax exemptions and other things, they were provided with free, even schools, some schools got free internet service. Governments use television as a medium to still continue teaching and learning during the COVID. So I think all these things, provided a very fair ground for Ghanaians to thrive,
Well, beautiful. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Any
I think I
more
have some
questions?
questions. There are a lot of questions in the chat room, so let me just be quick on that. So as I said, can you please share the human resource development in Ghana? Yes, the human resource development in Ghana is quite healthy. Everything is working perfectly. And as I said earlier, human resource development, no matter how government put in measures, if you, the individual, you are not ready to develop yourself, then you become ineffective at your job place. So it still go down to you, the individual, but there are other programs that schools are running. Right now in Ghana here, to teach, you need a license. That's a new policy government has introduced. So teachers must go for training and other stuffs in order to equip and develop better. Companies provide in-service training for other people to pick up and develop themselves better. And I think someone is saying, I have heard a lot about African poverty, like people were starving. What do you do, or what do you have to say about that? Well, sometimes I say the media sometimes projects a lot of images about Africa, but Africa is made up of about 54, 53 countries. So remember, there will be some countries that may be going through poverty, and basically it's because of the conflict-prone areas, the war-prone areas. Some countries are still under, they are going through a lot of conflict issues, and the starving and the poverty is quite there. But poverty across Ghana across the world or across Africa is not, it's everywhere. But we are trying as much as possible to come out of it. I know that poverty is everywhere. Even in America, people are on the streets. So in America, people are on the streets, some are even starving. So as for poverty and starving, my country, we are quite fortunate, though we have people living within the poverty bracket. But government interventions and other policies are trying to, break the gap, to break that barrier, to make everyone better off. But I know some countries are far better off. But it's growth. We'll get there. I think someone is equally asking, which country has the highest educational growth? Well, if you are talking about the highest educational growth, we'll look at when you Google the best university in Africa. So indirectly, where the good educational system is, they will label them as some in South Africa, some in Egypt, some in Ghana. Ghana is quite popular, is quite strong when in Africa here. So we all constitute, or we are enjoying some level of educational growth. Someone is there any method for we as students to increase our human resource development? Yes. Remember, you are the first, in fact, you're a human resource yourself. And in order for you to increase, remember, we looked at 3 components: your abilities, your skills, and your knowledge. Right now, you are developing your knowledge, your skills, and abilities. So the knowledge you are acquiring in the classroom, you put it into effective use. The skills that you are working on, what can you do best? At this age, you should know what you can do best. Then you start building upon it. Remember, you have a world to compete with. So you need to develop what you can do best and acquire all the skills that you need. Someone is asking, the questions are coming. Do you mind I continue with the questions? Our time is up. More questions are coming in. Okay. Someone is saying, so what do you think about the major challenge of human resource? Very good. That's a very powerful question. What is a major challenge when it comes to human resource development? That's a very good question from Fatima. Oh, you're all asking a wonderful question, but I think this one, we didn't touch on it, and it's an eye-opener for us to answer. Major challenges to human resource development. One, it could be government inability to provide the resources. Teachers are ready to be trained. Government is not providing the resources for them to be trained. That can be one. Another challenge to human resources is that we have something called brain drain. When the few ones that becomes better in the society pick a visa and come to India and come and work instead of staying in Ghana to help develop our country. See?
Well, so this word has to be underlined. Brain
Yes.
dry.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
When you feel like you are better, and you try to move from your country to another country. For example, the Nobel Prize winner of India, Amartya Sen, he's not in India right now. He has migrated into the US, right? For example,
such huge knowledge gone. Well, he has to be home to share, for people to expand, for people to believe. And one of my last challenge is mindset. You know, I talk about this every day when I talk to students. Your mindset. Government can provide all the resources. Other people may stay to help. Remember, we talk about coaching and mentoring. People are, if you are not ready to learn, if you're not ready to change your mindset to develop yourself, then whatever resources the government is providing, you're not going to benefit from it and you're not going to utilize it. So it will be waste of resources. All right, now the last question, I think I have the last question here. What are the measures you are following in Ghana to do developmental activities? Well,
Can you
is a very good.
say that question again?
What measures are you following in Ghana to do developmental activities? I think he's asking, what measures are we using to develop as a country? Well, I think that right now, everything revolves around the COVID, but all they say, we don't want to use the COVID as an excuse. Countries are still developing, and Ghana is not of exception. I think currently we are expanding our ports. We are doing so many things to develop. Educational sector is enjoying so many free benefits for them to develop. Our farmers are being given some incentives they are provided. So in the agricultural sector, there are a lot of incentives given to farmers to develop. In the educational sector, free education, teachers, better conditions of service are provided. All these things are provided for the country to develop. Now, in terms of infrastructure, remember, we are still a developing country, so government is still into infrastructures, still providing infrastructures for countries to develop, for the other inter areas, still providing some job opportunities, setting up. And one of the greatest policy of this, our current president, is the job opportunities. We have something called NAPCO, providing job, or every graduate after university, after you do your national service, you have opportunity to be under a job scheme for 1 year for you to, get some income to develop. So government is trying to set up avenues where he can put money in people's pockets for them to be better off. But despite all these things government is doing, remember, people still have issues with that. That is country development for you. That is country's development. Now, someone is asking, say, if government know about human resource development, then why are they not providing much more to increase human resource development? Asiya, that's a very brilliant question. If we know all these things, if we know all these ideas, we are sharing them with you, why is government not putting them into practice? I think, let me give you one excuse as a government. If I am the president and this question is thrown to me, what I will say is this, as you know, politicians and languages, they will tell you, well, the population is quite big. We have a huge number. We have so many sectors of the population that is asking for money or asking for resources to develop. How then do we focus more on one thing? So the human resource development, we see they are providing education, you are ready to work, and you don't even have the work to do. The employment avenues are quite low. So how then do you, contribute your part of, your knowledge to the development of the country? So unemployment is one thing. If government don't provide job opportunities, how can they develop? If government don't provide the job opportunities, how can they develop? So government know all these things, but their excuses is that they have so many things on their plates that they are, taking care of. So you, the individual, wherever you find yourself, then you need to develop. But one other way is that government is, instituting new courses at the university. Remember, programs that were run 50 years ago in our universities, they are under reform. They are changing so that everybody will, have a skill to compete in the current trend. So all these things are being done. So government is doing its part, but remember, it's your mindset. However you develop yourself today, then you can do better. How you develop yourself today. What is your interest? Start working on it. I tell students that don't grow up thinking that government should give you work to do. Grow up with a skill. So sometimes I say that I have stopped asking my students, what do you want to be in future? I think that's a question we have to stop asking students and start asking them, Fatima, what problem do you want to solve when you grow up? I think when we start asking that question, Fatima will think of a problem in the society, become an entrepreneur, or develop the skills to solve that problem. I think that is what I would say. So I don't want to ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? But what problem do you want to solve when you grow up? Remember, the moment you start asking yourself, what do I want to solve when I grow up? Then you start developing your skills and abilities to do better. Remember, you are a human resource and you need to develop yourself. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think I'm taking the way I'm talking. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mikhail. Students, thank you for raising questions and listening to Mr. Mikhail so far. And now we would love to get someone of you from your side to propose a word of thanks. Whoever would love to, please come in. Yeah, Fiza?
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes. Would you love to propose word of thanks?
Yeah, it was a great opportunity to talk with such a person, to listen to him more about Ghana and his class. It was so nice.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Fiza. Thank you.
Anybody would love to give any comments? You can unmute yourself, okay? Yeah, Sia would love to. Okay, Sia.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, really thanks to Mikhail sir for for just a collaboration with us, because we can know more about that, about the other countries' human resource development, and also very much thanks that he had replied for every questions of us, and very much thanks for that giving knowledge from other countries, like other countries' development, etc. to be the students. Very much thanks. Thank you.
Wow, that's great.
That's really great.
Thank you.
Whoever would love to give comments, please raise your hand. We will
Hi,
mute
sir.
you.
I'm Fatima Nija. And first of all, I would like to thanks to our Dilshad sir, Shajila ma'am, Suma ma'am for giving such an opportunity. And also, I would like to say that your class is very interesting. When you give that riddle and all, it was very interesting. When we seem that it is boring, then you take it away. That's very nice. I really appreciate it. And I would also like to say that your way of teaching is very nice. And you have answered our questions and you have elaborated everything. Thank you so much.
Well,
thank you, Fatima. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Who would love to go next? Yeah, Shazva was here. Yeah. Yes, Shazva, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. I'm having.
Very okay. While Mr. Mikhail was pronouncing your name.
It's Shazwa. He pronounced Shazwa. Doesn't matter. But
Okay.
anyway, it was a very good time being in this class, in the session. When we talk to other people or in other countries, we get more information from outside our country. We explore more, we discover. It's a great opportunity. It was a good opportunity. Thank you, Dilshad sir, Suma ma'am, Shazwa ma'am for this, for giving us the opportunity, and thank you, Mikhail sir, for being here, being with us so much.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Saja raised her hand. You can unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Saja.
Thank you, sir, for answering our question in a very frank way. And hello, can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me right, Professor?
We can hear you.
Your last words were so heart-touching that you said that it's not important who we should be that in future. It's very important that what problem are we going to solve in our future. I like that both very much. And thank you, Dilshad sir, Suma ma'am, for giving us this session. Thank you.
And now we have Mina Fatima Aisha.
Hi, sir. It was a very nice class. It was given us a great information about Ghana and what all are the measures, which developmental measures. And it is very, I really appreciate you to give us such a class to us to understand about the Ghana and what all are the human developmental resources. Thank you, sir, for the class.
Hi, sir. I'm Aisha. And it was a wonderful session for us. And first of all, we thank the principal Dilshad sir, Suma ma'am, and Shajila ma'am for giving us such a wonderful opportunity. And it was a wonderful session, and we really appreciate it again.
Thank you so much, Aisha. Thank you so much.
Well, this session is there in the YouTube. You can see the video later in the YouTube. It's available. You will get it from. You can listen to. Okay, your comments also will be there played on. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
Well, Shajila ma'am, shall we consolidate and wind it up?
Thank you, sir. It's a really very informative session, and it's a very simple way you express about the human resource development. And I noted it is not the government or nothing else. Our skill we have to develop. That is the main thing. Each and every responsible citizen, it is our responsibility to develop our skill and give to our country. Yes, that is a good message to our students. Really, thank you, sir. Getting a great session with you like this. Okay, looking forward like this session. Dilshad, sir, thank you.
Yes, anytime, any
sir,
day.
yes.
I will join you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
And Suma ma'am was the one who have connected Mikhail to us. Thank you, Suma ma'am. Over to you, Suma ma'am. We will have sessions in the future. We will, see, I'll tell you, I'm handling economics for them, and this is the topic what I'm going to teach very next, right after, these vacations over. And of course, right after the session, there will be multiple number of questions coming up, and we'll come to you and we'll listen, inshallah. Suma ma'am, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. I've been listening to your entire session, and I would really like to appreciate the way he has put across the concepts of, human resource development to children, bringing practical, informations from his own country, and also, making the children reflect on the practices what we have in India. So I would really like to appreciate and thank you so much for such a beautiful session. As our children mentioned, it was so lively and so motivating for our students. They had given their 100%, and we really like to appreciate the way you have answered to all the questions what our students had put across. Thank you so much once again for such a wonderful session, and we look forward for sessions with you probably in the coming future too, right? And I would like to thank Mr. Dilshan, who is a principal who always motivates and appreciates, participation and collaborative approaches between countries happening. And I would like to thank the instructional leader, Ms. Shajila, and all the teachers and the students who have joined for this session. Once again, I would like to thank everyone for having, the session made such a beautiful thing. Thank you. Dilshan sir, can we wind up the session?
Okay, sure. Shall we wind it up?
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And I want to say something. I'm very happy to be here, and I really admire how we collaborated, and you flew with me. Everything was positive. I'm very, very happy, and I'm hoping to meet you another time. Remember, we are all changing the world together. So I'm available anytime, any day to still meet you. Fatima, I have new friends now. Fatima, Asiya, Aisha, Mina, Rahman. So in fact, everybody here is a new friend to me now. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Maybe you have to teach me how to speak.
But Jayash yes. did not say anything, any comment. Jayash did not give any comment. You unmute
okay,
yourself.
Jayash, Rahman. Okay.
Rahman, you come on.
Sir, your class is so very nice. We were very motive, and we can hear, we can understood so much things about all countries. And thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. See you. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Susan. It's been a long time. I've seen you all.
Oh, Bidar
Bye.
was there.
Okay.
Sir.
All right, sir. We will wind up the session. Shall
Oh,
I end the
all right.
session?
Sure, sure. Bidar joined a little later, right?
All
Yes,
right. Yeah.
sir.
You got some trouble to join the session?
But
Okay.
I heard after. I was very happy because we got a teacher from the outside of the country. That's very happy thing.
We will have
And
more people like this.
that's my request
inshallah.
also.
Sure. Thank you, Vidar. And
Thank
so this is a chapter. I will not be teaching it again. You have listened to it, right? And now you are going to take it up. Well, of course, we will go detailed about human resource development in our economic classes, and we will listen to the countries outside how the human resource development is happening in the rest of the countries of the world. Okay, inshallah. Wish you all the best. And today is the 27th of Eid, right? Okay, sorry, the Ramzan. And we wish an advance Eid Mubarak. We will meet after Eid, inshallah. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye. Assalamu alaikum.
Bye. Fine.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. إلى حضرة روح نبينا وسيدنا مصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وإلى حضرات أرواح جميع المؤمنين والمؤمنات، وإلى حضرة شيخنا سيم ولي الله المدبور قدس الله تعالى سره العزيز، وإلى حضرات أصحاب البدريين واللغديين وخندقين وسائر الصحابة والقرابة كلهم أجمعين. الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن